Yes everyone, welcome to another CTL repair video. My little buddy Elliot is out of order for, I think end of summer currently. There were several repair things that had to be done. First thing that happened is that pretty suddenly, you couldn't set it into reverse. You have that little driving direction switch that goes into straight, reverse and neutral basically. And you couldn't flip it, it was stuck in forward drive and I wasn't sure why. So I checked a lot of things that came to my mind, and in the end what it turned out was that the switch itself, the plastic switch part, was broken and it didn't flip the internal switch. Duh. What I also did is change the balancer. I'm not sure if you remember last CTL video where I talked about that I wasn't happy how the balancer worked. It was pretty hard to read if it's doing something, what it's doing. Cables looked sort of flimsy, and I'm very grateful that I have a very nice person on my Mastodon followers called Lasse. And he was like, yeah, no problem, I'm gonna make you your own balancer. And then like a few months later, I had a very awesome custom balancer in the mail. I'm still very much blown away by that. Do you want to say hi?
Hello, this is Windows. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he wants to see what's going on in the kitchen.
So balancers were successfully switched, and on the first test drive, everything went smooth until we checked for temperatures. And there's a relay group at the back of the CTL that switches direction for the motor. And these relays got incredibly hot, like 150 degrees Celsius, just from 2 or 3 minute drive. And it's pretty obvious that these relays don't properly connect anymore. So it was also time to switch them, which you will see now. And then later, I think it's time to disassemble the old one because I really want to see how bad they looked from the inside. But first, I grab some tea. Zeit für die Thermoskanne. So. So we flipped the main power switch and it didn't short circuit. I was so happy. We did a little check up with this thermal camera to see if any cables or something else got worryingly warm, but everything looked fine. And also the main monitor showed 52 volts, exactly what we wanted to see. But now to the main test. Let's see if the CTL is actually moving again. What I'm doing here is putting it in forward drive, and then I need to push down the hood micro switch so the car thinks it's closed, and then I can tap on the gas pedal. But you can hear from the loud clack that the relays indeed did connect. Woohoo! Let's try the other direction. Oh, you can see in my face I was mortified that something would go wrong. Hätte er auch geschalten? Oh. Sorry. Ja, fährt. So these two were connected to the motor controller, and then you had these two pairs, and depending on which of these two switches you have an AB or BA configuration basically here. Yeah, no chance. I need different tools for that. Got the Vera keys. The bolts are wobblier in there than I thought. Look at that. I was hoping not to need to spray everything in WD-40. I mean, I ripped the plastic off, which is interesting because you can now see in the inside. At least this side, it has a smudgy part, but it's not looking as bad as I expected, to be honest. But now I think I can already open that one side. This rusty friend is not gonna open, but we can check the inside here. Look at that. It's not looking that bad, right? By the way, that's the springs on the bottom that reopen the relay when there's no power on it. So what I think is that one side might look worse than the other because one was for the forward drive and one for the backward drive, and obviously there's one you use way more than the other. Bah! Oh jeez. Yeah, that's the moment we try WD-40, I guess. Time for some tea, maybe. Please move. Oh yeah, it's moving. Yes. Okay, but this one looks worse. What did I expect, right? WD-40 always solves the job. Oh, look at that. Okay. These spots are frayed, right? They are done. But I think these would have been repairable. They really don't look that bad, I guess. You could have like sanded these down to connect again. And now I'm gonna clean up this mess on my office desk, I guess. But why are the contacts fried in the first place, you ask? This is because of the slightly weird way the gas pedal on a CTL works. So the left pedal here is the gas pedal, and you have two things. You have a micro switch here, and you have a potentiometer on the back. So what should happen is if you press the gas pedal, like here, first the micro switch needs to activate here. This is what activates the relay in the back. So power from the motor controller can go to the motor, and then afterwards the potentiometer should be taken to the back. So you determine how much power you want to give to the motor. But if it's set up like it is currently, the potentiometer is already drawn a tiny bit to the back until you hear the click from the micro switch. So you have a little spark going on the relay, and this is what burns the contact in the end. And remember when I did the test for the relay, the LED really started super jumpy, and this is something that shouldn't happen because then you get the sparks. And the solution is actually pretty easy. You just need to bend the little plate from the micro switch in a way that it gets activated before the potentiometer is drawn, right? So that's the next thing I need to do. CTL is repaired, besides a little weird sound when it's driving. But fingers crossed, I will soon find out what that is about. And then until next week, see ya.